I want to bring in now longtime crypto investor, CEO of Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz, as well as our own Sonali Basak in New York. I should say Bitcoin now slightly up at this moment in particular. Mike, look, there's no hamster coin yet, but what do you think are the biggest threats, the biggest risks to Bitcoin right now?
Listen, listening to Representative Sherman in front of Congress tells me that the Bitcoin, the crypto community needs to do a much, much, much better job educating our officials and our regulators. Because, in some ways he's talking nonsense and he's a representative official who gets to regulate over this. And so, it's going to fall on us. We are at Galaxy going to spend a lot more time in DC trying to make sure people understand what's happening here and the benefit of what's happening.
Mike, there's been a lot of talk about the impact that the Chinese crackdown on crypto would have on Bitcoin, but we've seen this before, and Bitcoin has rebounded. So from your opinion, what impact do these crackdowns have on the cryptocurrency overall?
Listen, the Chinese threw everything they could at Bitcoin in lots of ways, right? They banned mining, they're banning leverage, they're banning Bitcoin in some places. And Bitcoin still exists. It survived. And in lots of ways, moving the mining out of China is going to be a big net positive for the ecosystem. And so I saw this last 3 weeks as an amazing test, an amazing successful test for Bitcoin and the whole crypto ecosystem. Listen, we had a crash, right? The Bitcoin Galaxy Crypto Index fell 65% from the highs. We didn't have the plunge protection team. We didn't have lawsuits. The system worked how it was supposed to work. It is a very robust system that's been built in a small amount of time.
Now, some folks, Mike, have likened Bitcoin to Yahoo in the 90s. And I'm curious, would you agree with that? If so, what is the Google? What is the Apple in crypto today?
I think we're thinking of it the wrong way. Listen, I think Bitcoin has carved out a lane to be digital gold. Gold's existed for 3,000 years. I expect Bitcoin to be the digital version of gold for the next 3,000 years. It was tailor-made to be a store of value. There are only 21 million Bitcoin that will be mined. It's in lots of ways a beautifully designed store of value. I think Ethereum most likely becomes the second biggest or maybe even the biggest cryptocurrency one day, but a very different use case. It's going to be used as the base level of trust, the Web 3.0, where things get built on top of it. That has some competitors. It's not assured that Ethereum will win, right? A lot of people are excited about Solana or Terra or other, ecosystems. But I think Ethereum probably becomes that. And then on top of all those, there's the creativity that's showing up. So you've got NFTs, you've got stable coins, you've got decentralized finance. And so this is not, us punting on coins with funny names. This is a serious approach to rebuilding the financial architecture of the world.
Mike, where are you making money outside of Bitcoin, right? We see a lot of people looking to DeFi. We've seen a lot of DeFi blowups. We see NFTs being minted, especially the one that you announced today with MLB. But at the same time, where can you move to make good money when it comes to the NFT market or the DeFi market?
Well, listen, we've made lots of money in our venture book, right? We get into the DeFi protocols early. There's some that I think are going to continue to do really well. We haven't been a big lender on DeFi yet, but lots of people have. We've been trying to get our regulatory ducks in a row before we really participate. A lot of people are making money lending on these protocols like Aave and Compound. Bitcoin is still up. 13, 14% on the year. Ethereum's up over 100% on the year, 200% on the year. And so, even though you've had big corrections, if you zoom back a little bit, crypto continues to be the best performing asset class, right? The Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index is up 90% on the year. Think about that relative to the S&P or anything else. Lots more volatility, but lots more return.
Right. Curious about where you think the best trading platforms are. Robinhood just had to pay up big time to FINRA, $70 million. The agency accusing Robinhood of misleading customers. Robinhood put out a blog post today saying they've tripled their customer support. They're investing in the stability of the platform. Do you think of Robinhood as a legitimate platform for trading cryptocurrency?
Listen, Robinhood has done a lot to help democratize finance, right? To bring young people into the space. When you're trading with Robinhood, you're not actually buying crypto. You're doing a swap to own crypto. So it's a little different than, say, trading with Coinbase or some of the more native crypto companies where you actually own your crypto. But listen, I think I'm cheering anyone on who's bringing people into the tent, right? And Robinhood deserves a lot of credit. They've been really revolutionary at bringing people into the tent of investing. And so, listen, people have a right to express, their opinion on the world through their money. And, the narrow idea of who gets to decide who invests, I think, is an anachronism.
Mike, you made this comment about how you think that this is going to be the financial system of the future, but there's no way that the big banks don't fight back on that idea, right? So I'm wondering how soon you think that crypto and DeFi can really start to replace some of the mainstream functions that we have on Wall Street.
Well, listen, I think gold is already being disrupted by Bitcoin. Bitcoin is already starting to replace gold. That's not the mainstream function of Wall Street. That is, where can I store value? I think DeFi is literally in its infancy, right? It's 2 years old. I can tell you that banks are very fascinated with it. They're starting to invest, to experiment, put it into a sandbox to understand it. I was on a call for an hour today with two of the bright lights in DeFi, all talking about how to work with the regulators to get people to understand. Listen, there is a huge amount of value in DeFi, right? You have instant settlement, you have bearer assets, you have the ability to create a platform that everything then innovates on, right? When we first had these iPhones, nobody thought, oh, let's put a camera on it and let's put a GPS on it. The next thing you know, we had Uber. And so the amount of innovation that's going to come out, that's being built on top of the Ethereum platform or one of these platforms, is going to blow your mind away in the next 5 years.
And curious, Mike, I know you've said recently your clients aren't scared, your clients aren't selling, but this is a day-to-day thing. Have you had any clients getting more angsty over the last week? And especially given what's happened in China, what's happened in the UK, and the fact that a Bitcoin ETF isn't approved yet in the United States, and that may not happen this year at all. Is that giving anyone pause?
Listen, we are so early in this revolution. We still have people moving into this space at a daily basis. Of course, when China comes out and says we're going to ban Bitcoin, prices get set on the margin. If you're a hedge fund, you think, oh, geez, I wish I had sold it yesterday. And some stop out because they're disciplined traders and then rebuy in. But nobody thinks this system is going away. As a matter of fact, the confidence that the system is getting better, that's getting more vibrant, is growing by the day, right? We know regulation is coming. If you said, oh, people don't think regulation is coming, they'd be idiots, right? So we know regulation is coming. And regulation in some ways will make the system stronger. What you're hoping is you get smart regulation. And when I see clips like the one I saw on TV, that worries me. That's why I said, I'm committed, and I know this community is committed to spending more time in DC and educating people.